Cut. Cut. What a thrill. My thumb instead of an onion. The top quite gone, except for a sort of a hinge of skin, a flap like a hat, dead white. Then that red plush. Little pilgrim, the Indians axed your scalp. Your turkey wattle carpet rolls straight from the heart. I step on it, clutching my bottle of pink fizz. Celebration this is. Out of a gap 1,000,000 soldiers run, redcoats every one. Whose side are they on? Oh, my homunculus, I am ill. I have taken a pill to kill the thin, papery feeling. Oh, saboteur, kamikaze man, the stain on your gauze Ku Klux Klan babushka darkens and tarnishes. And when the bald pulp of your heart confronts its small mill of silence, how you jump, trepid veteran, dirty girl, thumb stump. A secret. A secret, a secret, how superior. You are blue and huge, a traffic policeman, holding up one palm. A difference between us? I have one eye, you have two. The secret is stamped on you, faint undulant watermark. Will it show in the black detector? Will it come out, wavery, indelible, true, through the African giraffe in its Edeny greenery, the Moroccan hippopotamus? They stare from a square, stiff frill. They are for export, one a fool, the other a fool. A secret, an extra amber brandy finger, roosting and cooing, you, behind two eyes in which nothing is reflected but monkeys. A knife that can be taken out to pare nails, to lever the dirt. It won't hurt. An illegitimate baby, that big blue head. How it breathes in the bureau drawer. Is that lingerie, pet? It smells of salt cod. You had better stab a few cloves in an apple, make a sachet, or do away with the bastard. Do away with it altogether. No, it is happy there. But it wants to get out. Look, it is wanting to crawl. My God, there goes the stopper. The cars in the Place de la Concorde. Watch out. A stampede. Horns twirling in jungle gutturals. An exploded bottle of stout. Slack foam in the lap. You stumble out, dwarf baby, the knife in your back. I feel weak. The secret is out. Stopped dead. A squeal of brakes, or is it a birth cry? And here we are, hung out over the dead drop, Uncle, pants factory fatso, millionaire. And you out cold beside me in your chair. The wheels, two rubber grubs bite their sweet tails. Is that Spain down there? Red and yellow, two passionate hot metals, writhing and sighing. What sort of a scenery is it? It isn't England, it isn't France, it isn't Ireland. It's violent. We're here on a visit, with the goddamn babies screaming off somewhere. There's always a bloody baby in the air. I'd call it a sunset, but who ever heard a sunset yowl like that? You are sunk in your 7 chins, still as a ham. Who do you think I am, uncle, uncle? Sad Hamlet with a knife? Where do you stash your life? In your breast, in your vest, in your haunch, in your paunch, that snail furl of breath, that start of the heart. You see, I see a sort of a twig that might just hold me, but not you. You're too big. Is it a penny, a pearl, your soul, your soul? I'll carry it off like a rich, pretty girl. Simply open the door and step out of the car and live in Gibraltar on air, on air. No use now begging, recognize. There is nothing to do with such a beautiful blank but smooth it. Name, house, car keys, the little toy wife erased. Sigh, sigh. 4 babies and a cocker. Nurses the size of worms and a minute doctor tuck him in. Old happenings peel from his skin. Down the drain with all of it. Hugging his pillow like the red-headed sister he never dared to touch, he dreams of a new one, barren, the lot of barren, and of another color. How they'll travel, 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 scenery sparking off their brother-sister rears a comet tail, and money the sperm fluid of it all. One nurse brings in a green drink, one a blue. They rise on either side of him like stars. The two drinks flame and foam. Oh, sister, mother, wife, sweet Lethe is my life. I am never, never, never coming home. The applicant. First, are you our sort of person? Do you wear a glass eye, false teeth, or a crutch, a brace or a hook, rubber breasts or a rubber crotch, stitches to show something's missing? No, no. Then how can we give you a thing? Stop crying. Open your hand. Empty? Empty. Here is a hand to fill it and willing to bring teacups and roll away headaches and do whatever you tell it. Will you marry it? It is guaranteed to thumb shut your eyes at the end and dissolve of sorrow. We make new stock from the salt. I notice you are stark naked. How about this suit? Black and stiff, but not a bad fit. Will you marry it? It is waterproof, shatterproof, proof against fire and bombs through the roof. Believe me, they'll bury you in it. Now your head, excuse me, is empty. I have the ticket for that. Come here, sweetie, out of the closet. Well, what do you think of that? Naked as paper to start, but in 25 years she'll be silver, in 50, gold. A living doll everywhere you look. It can sew, it can cook, it can talk, talk, talk. It works. There is nothing wrong with it. You have a hole, it's a poultice. You have an eye, it's an image. My boy, it's your last resort. Will you marry it? Marry it. Marry it. No use whistling for lioness. Sea cold, it certainly is. Take a look at the white high berg of his forehead. There's where it sunk. The blue, green, gray, indeterminate gilt sea of his eyes washing over it, and a round bubble popping upward from the mouths of bells, people, and cows. The Lionians had always thought heaven would be something else, but with the same faces, the same places, the same shells on the same mantel, next to the same pot dog, the same clock. It was not a shock. The clear, green, quite breathable atmosphere, gold grits underfoot, and a spidery water dazzle on field and street. It never occurred that they had been forgot, that the big God had lazily closed one eye and let them slip over the English cliff and under so much history. They did not see him smile, turn like an animal in his cage of ether, his cage of stars. He'd had so many wars. The white gape of his mind was the real tabula rasa. Purda. Jade stone of the side, the agonized side of a green Adam. I smile, cross-legged, enigmatical, shifting my clarities. So valuable, how the sun polishes this shoulder. And should the moon, my indefatigable cousin, rise with her cancerous pallors dragging trees, little bushy polyps, little nets, my visibilities hide. I gleam like a mirror. At this facet the bridegroom arrives, lord of the mirrors. It is himself he guides in among these silk screens, these rustling appurtenances. I breathe, and the mouth veil stirs its curtain. My eye veil is a concatenation of rainbows. I am his. Even in his absence I revolve in my sheath of impossibles, priceless and quiet, among these parakeets, macaws. O chatterers! Attendants of the eyelash, I shall unloose one feather like the peacock. Attendants of the lip, I shall unloose one note, shattering the chandelier of air that all day plies its crystals, a million ignorants. Attendants of the nose, the bowsprits of the Viking wallow and dull. Attendants, attendants, and at his next step I shall unloose from the small jeweled doll he guards like a heart, the lioness, the shriek in the bath, the cloak of holes. A birthday present. What is this behind this veil? Is it ugly? Is it beautiful? It is shimmering. Has it breasts? Has it edges? I'm sure it is unique. I'm sure it is just what I want. When I am quiet at my cooking, I feel it looking, I feel it thinking, is this the one I am to appear for? Is this the elect one, the one with black eye pits and a scar, measuring the flour, cutting off the surplus, adhering to rules, to rules, to rules? Is this the one for the Annunciation? My God, what a laugh! But it shimmers, it does not stop, and I think it wants me. I would not mind if it was bones or a pearl button. I do not want much of a present anyway this year. After all, I'm alive only by accident. I would have killed myself gladly that time any possible way. Now there are these veils shimmering like curtains, the diaphanous satins of a January window, white as baby's bedding and glittering with dead breath. Oh, ivory! It must be a tusk there, a ghost column. Can you not see I do not mind what it is? Can you not give it to me? Do not be ashamed. I do not mind if it is small. Do not be mean. I am ready for enormity. Let us sit down to it, one on either side, admiring the gleam, the glaze, the mirrory variety of it. Let us eat our last supper at it like a hospital plate. I know why you will not give it to me. You are terrified. The world will go up in a shriek, and your head with it. Bossed, brazen, an antique shield, a marvel to your great-grandchildren. Do not be afraid. It is not so. I will only take it and go aside quietly. You will not even hear me opening it. No paper crackle, no falling ribbons, no scream at the end. I do not think you credit me with this discretion. If you only knew how the veils were killing my days. To you they are only transparencies, clear air. But my God, the clouds are like cotton, armies of them, they are carbon monoxide. Sweetly, sweetly I breathe in, filling my veins with invisibles, with a million probable motes that tick the years off my life. You were silver-suited for the occasion. Oh, adding machine, is it impossible for you to let something go and have it go whole? Must you stamp each piece in purple? Must you kill what you can? There is this one thing I want today, and only you can give it to me. It stands at my window big as the sky. It breathes from my sheets. The cold, dead center where spilt lives congeal and stiffen to history. Let it not come by the mail, finger by finger. Let it not come by word of mouth. I should be 60 by the time the whole of it was delivered and too numb to use it. Only let down the veil, the veil, the veil. If it were death, I would admire the deep gravity of it, its timeless eyes. I would know you were serious. There would be a nobility then. There would be a birthday. And the knife not carve but enter, pure and clean as the cry of a baby. And the universe slide from my side. Fever, 103. Pure, what does it mean? The tongues of hell are dull, dull as the triple tongues of dull fat Cerberus who wheezes at the gate, incapable of licking clean the aguey tendon, the sin, the sin. O Otto da Fe, the purple men, gold-crusted, thick with spleen, sit with their hooks and crooks and stoke the light. The tinder cries, the indelible smell of a snuffed candle. Love, love, the low smokes roll from me like Isidora's scarves. I'm in a fright one scarf will catch an anchor in the wheel. Such yellow sullen smokes make their own element. They will not rise, but trundle round the globe, choking the aged and the meek, the weak hothouse baby in its crib, the ghastly orchid hanging its hanging garden in the air. Devilish leopard, radiation turned it white and killed it in an hour, greasing the bodies of adulterers like Hiroshima ash and eating in the sin, the sin. Darling, all night I have been flickering, off, on, off, on. The sheets grow heavy as a lecher's kiss. 3 days, 3 nights. Lemon water, chicken water, water make me wretch. I am too pure for you or anyone. Your body hurts me as the world hurts God. I am a lantern. My head a moon of Japanese paper, my gold-beaten skin infinitely delicate and infinitely expensive. Does not my heat astound you, and my light? All by myself I am a huge camellia, glowing and coming and going, flush on flush. I think I am going up. I think I may rise. The beads of hot metal fly, and I, love, I am a pure acetylene virgin, attended by roses, by kisses, by cherubim, by whatever these pink things mean. Not you, nor him, nor him, nor him. Myselves dissolving, old whore petticoats, to paradise. Medusa. Off that land spit of stony mouth plugs, eyes rolled by white sticks, ears cupping the sea's incoherences, you house your unnerving head, god-ball, lens of mercies. Your stooges plying their wild cells in my keel's shadow, pushing by like hearts. Red stigmata at the very center, riding the rip tide to the nearest point of departure, dragging their Jesus hair. Did I escape, I wonder? My mind winds to you, old barnacled umbilicus, Atlantic cable, keeping itself, it seems, in a state of miraculous repair. In any case, you are always there, tremulous breath at the end of my line, curve of water upleaping to my water rod, dazzling and grateful, touching and sucking. I didn't call you at all. Nevertheless, you steamed to me over the sea, fat and red, a placenta paralyzing the kicking lovers. Cobra light, squeezing the breath from the blood bells of the fuchsia. I could draw no breath, dead and moneyless, overexposed like an X-ray. That martyr's smile, that loony pivot, that stellar jellyhead, and a million little suckers loving me. Who do you think you are? A communion wafer? Blubbery Mary? I shall take no bite of your body, bottle in which I live, ghastly Vatican. I am sick to death of hot salt. Green as eunuchs your wishes hiss at my sins. Off, Ely tentacle. There is nothing between us. Nick and the Waxy stalagmites drip and thicken, tears the earthen womb exudes from its dead boredom. Black bat airs wrap me, raggy shawls, cold homicides. They weld to me like plums. Old cave of calcium, icicles, old echoer. Even the newts are white, those holy joes. And the fish, Christ, they're panes of ice, a vice of knives, a piranha religion drinking its first communion out of my live toes. The candle gulps and recovers its small altitude, its yellows hearten. Oh, love, how did you get here? Oh, embryo, remembering even in sleep your crossed position. The blood blooms clean in you, Ruby. The pain you wake to is not yours. Love, love, I have hung our cave with roses, with soft rugs, the last of Victoriana. Let the stars plummet to their dark address. Let the mercuric atoms that cripple drip into the terrible well. You were the one solid the spaces lean on, envious. You were the baby in the barn. The brass atlas you inherited is hefting his milk pillar. He kneels, head bent, a panther head on a panther pelt, gnawing his forehead, each incisor a wide, bright horn. The panther mane squirming, a million gold worms down his back, a bearded Greek. Under the gold bowl of his navel, where his phallus and balls should be, a panther claw. I leave you the mystery. It is not the firmament that makes him look so sick, this philosopher. Maybe it's the panther jaw, the beastly lobotomy. The mirror floats us at one candle power. We smile and stare. That's you, that's me. The rabbit catcher. It was a place of force. The wind gagging my mouth with my own blown hair, tearing off my voice, and the sea blinding me with its lights, the lives of the dead unreeling in it, spreading like oil. I tasted the malignity of the gorse, its black spikes, the extreme unction of its yellow candle flowers. They had an efficiency, a great beauty, and were extravagant, like torture. There was only one place to get to, simmering, perfumed, the paths narrowed into the hollow, and the snares almost effaced themselves, zeros shutting on nothing, set close like birth pangs. The absence of shrieks made a hole in the hot day, a vacancy. The glassy light was a clear wall, the thickets quiet. I felt a still busyness, an intent. I felt hands round a tea mug, dull, blunt, wringing the white china. How they awaited him, those little deaths. They waited like sweethearts. They excited him. And we, too, had a relationship. Tight wires between us, pegs too deep to uproot, and a mind like a ring, sliding shut on some quick thing, the constriction killing me also.